Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I have such a fun, exciting video, especially for me, and that is my birthday book haul. So my birthday was a couple weeks ago, and over the span of the first week or so, I got many different gifts, and almost all of them contained some form of book. So I wanted to show you all the books that I got as presents as well. I did treat myself to a few different books here and there along the weeks. A lot of the times I was going out, I was like, oh, this is for my birthday. Here's a little treat for my birthday. And it ended up being a lot of different treats. So I have about, I think, 20 books beside me here. And I do have more coming because I did get quite a lot of gift cards. So without further ado, let's stop talking and start getting into all these books. I've actually read 2 of these books already. Maybe we'll start with the 2 books that I have finished. And the first book I bought myself, and I had to buy it because it came out the week of my birthday, and that is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This is the last book in the Chestnut Spring series. And I read this the day that it came out on Kindle Unlimited, and then I got this 2 days later, but I already finished it. So it is in pristine condition. You'll get my review at the end of the month, but I mean, it's Elsie Silver, so it was fantastic. And it's a bow story, so even greater. And yeah, I got them in the special edition, like the mirror cover, and I have all of her books in this edition, so I'm so happy that I was able to complete the collection as they are now kind of going out of print. I wonder where I can put these. I'm just gonna stack them here. The next book that I got, my boyfriend got me, and I did read it when I got it, and that is Before the Coffee Gets Cold by Toshikazu Kawaguchi. Hopefully I said that right. And this is a short story collection about basically a cafe where you are able to travel back in time, but there are some restrictions on the traveling back in time, and one of them is that you have to come back into present time before your coffee gets cold. It was quite heavy, and I definitely cried my eyes out by the end of it, but it was a great book. And yeah, it was so short, cute. I love the cover. I just love everything about this book, and I know there are multiple books that have come out after this one, and I think it's similar premise, just more stories that are related to this kind of atmosphere, so I am intrigued to see what the other books have in store. Next, we're just going to pick at random. So the next book I have here is called Wrong Place, Wrong Time by Gillian McAllister. So this is a thriller, I believe, and I saw Books with Emily, I believe is her name. I'm really bad at remembering titles or channel names, but I know she says this is one of her favorite books, I believe, or favorite thrillers, and I've seen really great reviews on Goodreads. I bit the bullet because I saw it on a great deal on Book Outlet, and I am so looking forward to reading it. I don't know if I'm going to get to it this October, but hopefully I'll still be in the spooky mood in November and I will pick this up. The next book my boyfriend got me, and that is The Marriage Portrait by Maggie O'Farrell. And I have seen this cover around, but I don't think I've seen many people talk about it before. Let me quickly glance at the back. I believe it's kind of like a family drama. Oh, there's a duke. So it's kind of like a family historical drama, it seems like. I love the cover. I think it's very intriguing. So hopefully we'll see me pick this up in the coming month or so. That's The Marriage Portrait. The next book we got here, I actually bought this for my boyfriend, but this is a collection or an author that we are both collecting together, and that is Haruki Murakami. And the book that we got was Men Without Women, and I think this is a short story collection, I'm assuming about men without women. So we'll see. I still have not picked up any Murakami, and I think we have about 6 or 7 of his books now. I have them up here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 exactly, so I better get to it. The next books we have here are some classics, and they are both by John Steinbeck, and that is The Grapes of Wrath and Canary Road. I saw these on Book Outlet again while they were having a really good sale, and I love these editions of John Steinbeck's books, so I know I wanted to get them eventually, so I just bit the bullet and bought them. Both I have not read, and I know a lot of people don't like when edges are like all different sizes, but I actually like that look. I think it's like more, I don't know. I think like whenever a book is in like perfect pristine condition, I'm scared to touch it and ruin it, but this way, like I wouldn't mind throwing this in my backpack because it already looks a little ruffled, so you know, if I batter it a little bit more, you won't really see it as much. But yeah, I have yet to read both of these books, and I don't know when I will. They're not on like my priority TBR, but John Steinbeck is an author that I do and have enjoyed in the past, so I am looking forward to reading the rest of his works. All right, the next book we have here is Final Harvest by Emily Dickinson, and this is just a poetry collection of Emily Dickinson's poetry. I've been wanting so bad to get into Emily Dickinson's poetry, especially from Throne of Pages. Has talked about her poetry several times in different vlogs, so I don't know, the constant reminder of her, and like I have this like want to get back into poetry, and it's kind of a little overwhelming and not knowing where to start, so I just keep buying different poetry collections, and hopefully one of them will stick and get me back into the genre. But yeah, this one I got to kind of dabble with Emily Dickinson and her poetry. The next book I actually got a bit before my birthday, but I wanted to add it in here because I did read David Copperfield earlier this year, and I still think about that book. I absolutely adored it. And the book I got is Demon Copperhead by Barbara Kingsolver. And this one I have been seeing everywhere, and especially I feel like after I read David Copperfield, it was just even more on my radar. So I got it on such a great deal at Indigo. It was on sale for like $15 or something like that, or even less. I think with my Plum Plus I got it for like $11, and it's originally $27. So this is a very thick book. I'm not sure when I'm going to read it. 546 pages, but I am so intrigued. And this is basically a spin on David Copperfield, where I believe David is actually a demon or something like that. Love the cover, except for these non-removable stickers, but this one I can remove. I don't know why I haven't removed it already. But yeah, beautiful if I remove these. Okay, we'll get the classics out of the way. So the next book I got was Crime and Punishment by Fyodor Dostoevsky, and I got it in the Pan Macmillan edition. I honestly got this just to add to my collection of these editions. I don't really like these editions to read from because if you can see, the pages are crunchy. They're super, super thin, like Bible thin. The writing is really, really small, and it's just not good for reading, but I love the editions themselves. I think they are beautiful. They are tiny and marvelous, and I think the covers and the images are always so good. And so I got this at a used bookstore, and it wasn't even used at all, and I think it was for a very, very good, yeah, $11.99, and these ones go for quite a bit of money, so I decided to add that to my collection. So this one was all bought just for the appearance of it, but no regrets. Absolutely adore it. The next book I got is another collection of poetry by Emily Dickinson, and I did try to compare this when I saw this to that edition, and I don't think any of the poems are overlapping, so that is good. I love this edition. It's like that kind of like faux leather copy where the cover kind of feels like leather, and my next book I have is in a similar edition, and I think it's just really nice, and it's like textured. And again, I got this when we went to go watch King Lear. I got this in Stratford at a small bookstore there, so always happy to support a small bookstore. And the inside cover is also really cool. The next book is similar to that binding, and it is Leaves of Grass by Walt Whitman. I've been meaning to buy Leaves of Grass for so many months now, and then I finally found this edition at where was I? I think I was at BMV, and so I finally got it because this is the edition that I was looking for. And yeah, I've been just kind of intrigued to get into Walt Whitman again, and Leaves of Grass I have heard amazing things about, so I am so looking forward to picking this up. But again, this edition is just so fantastic, and I love the cover. I think it's so beautiful where it has all of this writing. Oh, gorgeous. And next, I kind of feel like I got a little bit of a jackpot here, and I got a Penguin cloth-bound classic at BMV, and I got this for $11, and it is in pretty pristine condition, if I do say so myself, and it is Vanity Fair by William Thackeray. This has been on my TBR for many years, and it is a part of the Rory Gilmore reading list. But again, I have big book fear and small book fear, honestly. Both fear me. Or both I fear. They don't fear me. But this one is above 700 pages, but I feel like I just had to do it because that price is to die for, especially for these editions in Canada. They run for like $40 to $50 depending on the book, and I just don't have the money for that kind of price. So yeah, I'm very happy to have gotten this, and it is sitting pretty on my bookshelf. I don't know if I'm actually going to read from this edition because even though these editions are so beautiful, they wear very easily just by like the heat of your fingers rubbing up on the stencil, because if you feel it, it's like painted on. So I'm sure even holding it right now is not the best for it, but they are so pretty. So I have to get it. I bought these both. I found them at 2 different bookstores, and if you know me and my reading tastes over the past couple years, I have learned about Frederick Bachman, and he has very quickly become one of my favorite authors. And so I've been meaning to buy his back catalog so that I can read everything that he has come out with. So now I have all of his books except for one. And so that's so exciting to me. But I got Britt Marie was here. And then I also got My Grandmother Sends Her Regards and Apologies. And you can even see I got this at BMV. I should really take the sticker off. But yeah, so I got this one at BMV for $10, which is crazy because this book is over $20 online. And then I got Britt Marie Was Here when we were in Stratford. So again, always looking for ways to support small businesses and also get the books that I want. So now we have these also added to my Frederick Bachman collection. We're near the end game. So the next book I got, I saw Plant-Based Bride talk about it, and it was really intriguing to me. And then I saw it on Book Outlet when they were having a sale, so I snagged it so that I could read it. And it is Entangled Life by Merlin Sheldrake, a book about how fungi make our worlds, change our minds, and shape our futures. So it's a book all about fungi and mushrooms. And so it's a nonfiction, but apparently it's a very approachable and easy read. And it doesn't give you all the answers, but it also, I think, just gets you thinking about fungi and mushrooms and all of their capabilities in medicinal ways and in other ways. So really intrigued with this book, and this cover was also so beautiful. And I heard that this is actually a picture that Merlin took of fungi himself. So these are all real mushrooms. I think that's true, but if it is, that is insane because this looks otherworldly. Okay, next I have this big box set, and it is the Grishaverse box set. So I don't own the Shadow and Bone series, and I had to do some book math here because I do own Six of Crows, but I don't own Crooked Kingdom, and the book set was on sale for, I think it was like $25, and I was like, should I get it or should I not? But the math alone, if I were to buy all of these other books, would have not been worth it. So now I have 2 copies of Six of Crows. I'll probably just sell my other copy because I have not read it yet. But yeah, so I got the whole box set, so I'm looking forward to finally finishing Ruin and Rising because I haven't finished it yet, and then getting into the Six of Crows duology. So this is one of the nicer, bigger purchases, but honestly, it's not that much bigger because books in Canada right now cost like $30 each, so that was less than like a hardcover. The last 2 books we've got here, the first one I got for myself, and it is Tessa Bailey's new holiday Christmas book called Wreck the Halls. This just came out. I love Tessa Bailey. I think her books are so fun, and although they're not always 5 stars, like I think most of her books I give like 3.5 to 4 stars, I still love them and enjoy them so much. And I love Christmas. Christmas is like my favorite holiday. Like December and October are my favorite months of the year. So it's just a lot of good vibes happening. And so I am dying to read this book, but I'm trying to hold off until at least like December 1st. But yeah, I'm so excited to dig into this book, and I've heard really good reviews so far. And then the last book that we have for today was gifted by my friend, and it is Divine Rivals by Rebecca Ross. So I read this, I think last month or the month prior. I gave it a 5 stars. I loved it, and right away once I finished it, knew I wanted to own it. So I asked for it for my birthday, and honestly, if no one bought it for me, I would have bought it anyways, but I was gifted it, and I actually, with one of the gift cards that I got, pre-ordered the next book. So, looking forward to that too, but yeah, this is kind of a, I wouldn't really say fantasy, even though some people say it's fantasy. It's more of like a war romance / fiction. There are some like kind of beastly, fantastical creatures in it, but honestly, it's not very fantasy, at least for the first book. It's basically about 2 rivals that fall in love during war. So yeah, really, really enjoyed this. I'm very happy to have gotten it as a gift and to own it. So those are all the books that I bought for myself and also got gifted for my birthday. I think majority of them I actually bought for myself. But if we don't treat ourselves, who will? Please let me know if you've read any of these books. I am dying to honestly get to all of them, but we know that's not always possible to do and read them right away. So let me know if you have any favorites, and I will definitely prioritize them in future videos or just in my future reading plans. I'll stop rambling now and get to reading all of these books. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video. Happy reading! Bye!